Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into another episode of A Walk with the Warhawks. As always, today's show is presented by Raising Cane's, located on South Clark Street, right here in South Abilene. Don't forget to stop by and get some chicken at Raising Cane's. I'm pumped for this episode. I am ready to go. We got Martin Caddell in the house, our new assistant AD for Scholar Athlete Wellness. Martin, welcome.
Thank you.
Not only
Glad
welcome
to be here.
not only welcome to the show, but welcome to McMurry, man. It's great to have you on board.
Thank you. I'm
All
excited.
Right. Yeah, well, with that, it's already time.
Let's get to walking.
Yeah, let's get to walking. Yeah, you called it right then and there. So it's a perfect time to do it because athletic training month's in March. You got, and we're going to try to get to the story. It's athletic training month, and you're kind of in your first month here at McMurry. What's it been like so far?
Well, so far so good. Little strange being away from my family. They're still back in Health Center, Texas, and but other than that, man, we're full tilt. It's going.
Well, I know you guys.
Good.
I know you guys are excited to get to Abilene, and you're already here now, and you've been here a couple of weeks. But talk about what it's been like to not only be at McMurry, but to come back to Abilene, where you graduated from Abilene Christian, and you've kind of been and spent a lot of your career here.
Yes. First of all, just overwhelmed. I mean, overwhelmed at the response. Tons of people reaching out to me. It's crazy. I've had to turn down so many people for dinners and breakfasts and, all that kind of thing. Just people wanting to reconnect and obviously rekindle great friendships that have, in some cases, are 30, 40 years old. So that aspect of coming back to Abilene has just been phenomenal.
So I'm sure back in 2017 when you made the decision to go to Health Center and kind of start their AT program there and serve, I mean, I'm sure that was kind of a tough thing for you, but what was it like to go to Health Center and to kind of build them to what they were and spend that time there?
Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit because actually when I left Abilene Build and Joint, I went to New Mexico for about 3 years.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and so the Health Center thing just kind of was a total crazy turn of events, if you will. So first of all, obviously moved to New Mexico, opened a little business. My wife and I were spending an enormous amount of time together, so that was fun. I got to do a lot of family things. I think I actually skied in 2018 like 60 times, so that was awesome in one year. So I was jacked, and so I love the mountains and just have always been an outdoors kind of person, and so that was a total blessing. COVID, here we go. So the COVID story. But so COVID hits, go to New Mexico, shuts our business down. We had to be closed for 16 straight weeks. Then when we opened back up, they would only allow us to open up at 25%. So I was like, holy mackerel, this is not going to be good. This is not sustainable.
Sure. And
long about that time, a great friend of mine, Jeff Smith, who's the AD at Health Center and had coached at Merkel 20 years ago, and at Anson as well. So he called me and said, hey, I need a trainer. Can you help me find one? Yeah. Well, I've helped literally tens and tens of coaches throughout my career, help find trainers for area and local high schools and stuff. And so he kind of gave me the details, and I went to bed, and the next morning I woke up and I thought, you know what? Talked to my wife and I said, you know what, let's take that job and move and go back to Texas and be closer to my daughter who's at Texas Tech University, and because that was hard on Dad.
Oh, I'm sure.
Losing a daughter to go all the way back to Texas, 8.5 hour drive was really hard for me, and then the opportunity to spend every day with my son in athletics and have lunch with him every day and all this kind of stuff. So I met with the principal, met the superintendent, who is also a local guy who got his start locally.
Very cool.
And so just everybody hit it off really well, that kind of thing. And of course they were like, why would you want to come to Health Center? My grandparents, when I was a little boy, lived in Health Center. So wow. I had some fond memories of being a little kid and going back, and that was my dad's parents, and so obviously who I'm named, my last name. So it meant a lot to me in the fact that there were older people in the community who knew my name.
Yeah.
And so that was just kind of a cool thing that, you don't always get a chance to do. I literally, over the last year and a half, I've said multiple times, you know what, I'm in my career right here. What a great place. And then Sam called.
Yeah, that's right. The rest is history, right?
And then Sam called.
But how cool is it to go somewhere where, like the song Cheers, where everybody knows your name, right? And then,
it was kind of
cool.
special. And my grandparents had moved to Health Center after the war, so in like 46, 47. And so my granddad was a carpenter, and so it was kind of a really neat. My granddad died there. I mean, I had an uncle who was an all-state football player there, and so it was kind of cool. I mean, it really was.
Yeah.
And obviously there wasn't a lot of people because my grandparents were gone in the 70s, but
Sure.
they knew the name, and so that was kind of a neat deal. It really was special.
And now to come back to Abilene, where a lot of people know your name, you have a lot of relationships here, and you've obviously spent a lot of time here. But I've noticed over the last 2 weeks, you've been really trying to get to know our coaches well, meet with them one-on-one, kind of find out, what they're about, and what they expect of you as an athletic training staff. And what are some goals that you have coming to Abilene and coming to McMurry, and what you hope to do and accomplish?
Well, first of all, I think athletic training in general is you need to be a servant-hearted person, and you need to to me, yes, it's all about taking care of the athlete, but I can't take care, or we can't as a staff can't take care of our athletes unless we have built great rapport with our coaches, because if you don't win, you don't keep your job in the coaching world. And so I've always made it a kind of a mindset, if you will, that our job is to not just take care of the athlete, but to really build a quality relationship and find out what that coach wants and what they need, and how do we support them as well. And so I thought it was really important for me getting here. I spent the last week, and I think I only have 2 coaches left to go.
All right.
But I've visited with every coach, and I have those 2 today. And so and the feedback has just been phenomenal. Obviously the staff has done a great job. Charity did a great job for years. And so to fill those shoes and just be it's going to have my taste or my signature, if you will, on it, and spin a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's about taking care of people. It's about loving people, and then in turn, it's about building a quality relationship that lasts not just for a lifetime, but for eternity.
Well,
so for me,
it's a very exciting time. And Martin, we've gotten to know you and what you're about as far as your career and what you've done. But now we want to get to know Martin the person.
Oh boy, here we go.
Are you ready for rapid fire?
I guess so.
Let's do it.
Throw it at me, brother.
Martin, this is fun. I can't believe we got the invite to this, but we're on the stationary bikes now for
Awesome.
this segment. I love rapid fire on the bikes.
Don't let it buck you off.
All right. Well, are you ready for these questions? Hopefully.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Well, we'll try not to buck you off with the questions. But the first question: what moment in your life made you realize, like just the very first moment, I'm going to be an AT?
1986. I was a freshman at Abilene Christian, and my advisor said, "Hey, you need to go over and talk to the athletic trainer." Went over and talked to him. Next day, spring football started. At the end of the first day of spring football, my face hurt from smiling so much. And when I got to my dorm room, I asked my roommate asked me, "Why do you keep rubbing your cheeks?" And I said, "Because my face hurts." And it dawned on me, my face hurt because I had smiled all day.
Right.
And so it's like, man, this is my gig.
Wow.
This is where I belong. This is my mission.
What a great feeling.
Yeah,
There's nothing
pretty
better
cool.
than that. All right. Well, so let's transition out of athletic training for a minute. You used to cut hair. You talked about that career that you had for a little bit. What's the oddest or goofiest haircut that somebody's asked you for? Anything crazy?
Well, probably so. What I would tell you is I'm not a big fan of all the craziness, and our business and our shop was really what we determined as man-oriented, so we're big into beards and goatees, and had our own shampoo, had our own beard oils, just really had a lot of good fun with. I had a sign over the door that says, "In a world full of guys, be a man."
Ooh, I like that.
So
that's a good slogan.
That's kind of that's kind of been a fun little slogan for me.
Very good for a barbershop. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So as an AT, going back to this, are there any pet peeves that you have?
Oh, pet peeves, goodness. I would probably say when somebody lets something go too long before they give us a clue that they've been hurt or, something nagging. Look, if you take care of something, my dad always told me, you take care of the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. So I translate that into being healthy and taking care of yourself. If you take care of the small things, then the big things aren't going to arise, So
Yeah, the minors can prevent a lot of majors.
absolutely, just communicate, talk to us. That's what we're here for. Love our scholar athletes, and even when they're not hurt, we like them just walking by and saying hi. And again, it goes back to their relationship thing. I enjoy building relationships.
Very cool. All right. So obvious confession from me. I love to eat. I'm a big foodie. Are you a big foodie?
Yeah, look at me.
I hear you. What's your favorite home cooked meal? Because I'm sure there's some good ones.
Oh goodness, you know what, man? They ain't much better than a pot roast and potatoes and carrots and that kind of stuff. But I'm a steak guy too, so steak fixed out over charcoal or over mesquite grill. Woo, baby.
So how do you feel about this? Because Rody McElreath was on the show recently, and he said that he likes to pour A1 not only on his steak but everything else, the potatoes. And I was like, that's a good idea. So I started doing it. Is that something you would ever do?
No, because if you know how to cook a steak, it doesn't need anything.
But not even the potatoes or
the
mac and cheese?
No. I mean, you can have mac and cheese or potatoes, salad, whatever you want. But man, a really good steak, ribeye about 1.5 inches thick, medium rare. Woo, baby. Now we're talking.
That's right. And especially in Texas, I feel like it's offensive to put A1 on a steak.
Yes, and definitely if you did you see Will Smith slap Chris Rock the other night?
Unfortunately, I did.
You're sitting at my table and you put ketchup on a steak, I'm slapping you.
Oh no. Okay, so actually speaking
Not really. Facebook world.
Well,
I really wouldn't slap anybody, just teasing.
Actually, speaking of Will Smith, that makes me think about music. I like a lot of his music, but are you a big music guy?
I really do love music. Believe it or not, in high school I was in the choir. Woohoo!
All right.
Yeah, and did a lot of swing choir stuff. Man, just had a great time growing up in Hazel, and so I guess I do love music.
Yeah. What's your favorite genre?
Oh goodness, man! Classic rock, I guess. I'm a Journey guy.
Okay.
Eagles. Of course, I do like a little bit of country. I like a smattering of everything. I really do. I listen to classical music a lot of nights, just throughout the night, just to help me sleep. So I like everything.
All right. And then, final thing, what's your favorite thing about McMurry?
Oh, goodness gracious. Probably, I'm going to stop peddling because I really want to answer this in a really profound way to the best of my ability.
All right.
My fondest memories of McMurry through the decades of being in Abilene. One, Bill Hadley. Doc Hadley was a great man. And not that he got to mentor me on a day-to-day basis, but knowing that he was here, seeing him at different athletic functions, come over and talk to him on different occasions. Bill was just such a, he's one of those people that I would think of when I think of that in a world full of guys be a man.
Yeah.
Bill Hadley was a man. And so I love that. But now that I'm here, the first thing that jumps off to the page for me is community, relationships, people, the student, scholar athletes, how they come by. There's so many kids that say thank you to our staff and hey, can I please do this? Or hey, thanks, man, or thanks, Allie, or thanks, whoever has treated them or loved on them for a little while there. And so just that alone, man, this is a little slice of heaven, and we don't even really recognize it sometimes, I think, already. So I love that aspect.
What a blessing McMurry is, and it's not just what we have, but who we have.
Yes, and obviously there's a lot of things in life that you want, but it is the people. The people make or break, and so being the head athletic trainer. Associate AD for wellness is it's a get-to job. I get to do this every day. I got to get up this morning and be here at 5 o'clock to do football. It's not a have-to job. This is a get-to job. And so getting to interact with all these young people, to me, we laugh already. I'm kind of making fun of myself that I'm old enough to be a lot of them's grandparent, and so that makes it kind of fun. But also, hopefully, they'll take into consideration that this old guy's got a little bit of wisdom.
Yes, sir. And it shows right there.
Yeah, the goatee gives it away, baby. So it's the signature right there, the goatee. But again, getting to interact with these young folks and being hopefully a blessing to them, it means all the world to me. So incredibly blessed to be here.
Well, awesome. Yeah. Well, Martin, I could talk to you all day.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you so much for joining the show.
Thank you.
Even on the bikes, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got a little workout in.
In the 3 minutes I sat on the seat, we're going to have to get some new seats. These bad boys are not comfortable.
We'll work on that for sure.
Absolutely.
We got plenty of time. Well, Martin,
right.
Thank you again. And fans, thank you for watching this episode of A Walk with Warhawks from Martin Caddell. I'm Mike Ezekiel.